Howdy folks, and welcome to a video that's a third in a series. A series with quite a long gap in the middle, but a series of videos about how to best use Lahmian Medium. Now, in my previous two videos I looked at why we use Lahmian Medium and how we use it to make glazes. And then in my second video we looked at how to use Lahmian Medium with pigments and to apply other effects. Now, it's a bit different today because I'm not going to show you specifically how to do something with Lahmian Medium today, but I'm going to talk about something that if you've been interested in using Lahmian Medium, you might want to explore. Because, as you might have gathered from my previous videos, if you've seen them, I'm actually a big fan of Lahmian Medium. I was very excited when it came out. I think it's a shame Games Workshop hadn't done it before, but that's still, no, there are lots of uses for this. The only problem is with it, it's quite expensive. You know, no great shock of this for a Games Workshop item, but it's quite expensive for the amount you get. So I started to look at alternative ways of buying a quality acrylic medium, and I noticed that Vallejo do a medium. Now, I can't remember the exact prices. I'm pretty sure I ordered this off Amazon. So, you know, if you're someone who's prepared to shop on the internet, and nowadays, you know, as long as it's a secure site, there's no real reason, in my opinion, not to. It's very easy to find, and for the money, it was slightly more than the Lahmian Medium, but you got an awful lot more because this is a 60mm, but I think this one's a 25. So yes, you do get significantly more. Now, immediately, the first thing that I liked about the glaze medium is when you open it up, like most Vallejo products, it's got a little dropper there. Now, that's always useful in terms of getting the right amount of paint, or in this case, glaze out. However, it's particularly useful with glazing medium because I'm always quite frightened with my Lahmian Medium of accidentally getting some pigment, some colour, some paint in there and destroying the whole sort of batch by colouring it up. You know, it's got to be colour neutral. Now, that's why for Lahmian Medium I always use a dropper like this, and it works well, but it saves one more step just having it, you know, already there for me. When you start to use Lahmian Medium, and let me just illustrate with a teeny bit here. Normally this would be a stand for a mini-ice painting, but it's not at the moment. You'll notice that unlike Lahmian Medium, the glaze medium, the Vallejo stuff, is slightly discoloured. You know, it's a slight off-white. But I can say, at first I wondered how that would affect colours, but from everything from pinks and bright light colours, turquoises, all the way around to blacks, that's not noticeably different. So far so good. Now, I think it's worth mentioning and discussing at this point the differences between the Lahmian Medium and the glaze medium, and they're both good for slightly different things. Now, the Lahmian Medium, if you want to make a glaze, for instance, as I did with Esme here, who some of my older viewers might remember, I wanted to make a glaze, or a series of glazes, to really even up her flesh tones, give different sorts of shades, make the flesh seem really quite necrotic in places. But what I didn't want is I didn't want a wash. I wanted it very much as a glaze. Now, if you're wondering about the difference between washes and glazes, if you check out my first Lahmian Medium video, you'll see I explain it in some depth there. But basically, I wanted to tint a large area of the mini surface, but I did not want to. I didn't want to put more in recesses. I didn't want to shade it. I wanted to tint everything, and the Lahmian Medium is really good for that. Now, the glaze medium, as it thins your paints, it does slightly change the viscosity of it, which means... Oh, excuse me, my camera's telling me it's running out of battery there, but we should be safe. It changes the viscosity of it much more than Lahmian Medium, so it does tend to act more as a wash than a glaze. Sort of in between a glaze and a wash, really. On my Eldar guy here, and I'm sorry, I'm so naff with Eldar lore, I can't remember if he's a warlock or a... I just don't know. But anyway, Eldar guy here, you can see, probably the best example is on the on his cloak on the back. It was originally sort of quite a neutral purple, and then you can see all the darkest bits, that's from the glaze, and then I've highlighted up. So, yeah, it makes something in between a glaze and a wash. It's great for cloaks. I'll give you another example here. I've obviously highlighted back up with both examples of minis, but I painted a sort of very light grey base coat on the Commissar's cloak here, and then applied a glaze medium, light blue, and then highlighted back up. So for that sort of thing, particularly for fabrics, For fabrics, I'd probably recommend the Glaze Medium. For skin and things where I just wanted to tint things, Lahmian Medium. Another effect of the Glaze Medium I've noticed is it's quite a powerful retarding agent, or it can be if you use it. Well, if you use a large proportion of it in relation to the paint. So it says on the back here, and I've only just read this after having it for several months and using it, not to do more than a 50% mix. I have done more than a 50% mix, and we'll talk about a great effect that I got with that before. But yes, if you use towards 50% or a 1-to-1 ratio of this and other paint, it will retard differently, which means it will dry a lot longer. And in the case when I was doing it, we're not talking about sort of a couple of hours here, we're talking about days. So it's something to bear in mind if you're someone who's army painting, if you're someone that wants to get on your mini quickly. If I know, some days I'm just going to paint a single mini today, excuse me. Then this probably, you've got to be aware of that. It will not dry. But the effects you get are quite nice for that. I'll show you another example. Again, actually, using it over white, I painted this guy. I'm pretty sure he's a warlock. I painted this young guy's helmet in a light grey, and then mixed together with some Chaos Black. Nowadays, obviously, Abaddon Black would Brill. Some Glaze Medium, about 50-50 it was, so 1-to-1 proportion medium to paint. I went over all the whites, waited a day or so for it to dry, and actually did the same, thinking about it, and I've forgotten to mention this, over the Mechanicus grey of all the black surfaces too, and then highlighted back up. But anyway, so well recommended for that, but for skin and things, I'd still stick with Lahmian. And they're both good, I'm quite happy to have both, because I know there's certain things where I'm going to want my Lahmian, and certain things where I want the Glaze Medium. I wouldn't want to replace my Lahmian, I wouldn't just use exclusively Glaze Medium, and vice versa. So, I hope that's helped, that's giving you something to think about. I think, at the moment, this is the last of the Lahmian medium videos I'm going to do, because I'm not sure how much more there is for me to share. But if anything occurs to me, or I find a new fascinating use for it, I'll certainly let you guys know. So I hope you enjoy the video, and I will see you soon. Take care, love you all, bye.